Where are you with hiring the last member of your staff?
Still working through that right now. You know, you just, it's like I said before, I'd like to have had it before we, you know, got on the road recruiting. But, you know, Ellis Johnson gives us a little flexibility. It's going to be in an off-the-road road role, but is a guy that can go out on the road recruiting after passing the NCAA test, which he did. So we're still going to hire somebody else to our staff, and I want to be the right fit. At the end of the day, the job has not been offered to anybody. So I want to make sure that we get the right fit.
When you have players on campus for an official visit weekend, what's the most important message that you can get to those guys while they're here?
Well, I think, you know, I think first of all, the support academically, the support emotionally, the support off the field things for parents. I think every family is a little different. Every prospect's a little different. So when you're in those situations, you've got to find out, you know, what are the important factors in this young man making a decision. And in most situations, it happens to go back to the support they're going to get on campus, the development as a football player, because football is a developmental game. So I think, again, it goes back to depending on who you're talking to as a student athlete or a support system for that student athlete, but just them overall having a good experience and a gut feeling, because a lot of kids go on that if they're down in the situation. I really believe when you're this late in the process, these kids are probably down to 1, 2, 3 at the most. And the ones that are entertaining more than 3, you don't want. So you got to be realistic. Right now, they're this close to it, and you guys are visiting 5 places. Come on. They've narrowed it down. They just hadn't told you. And most of the time, you know about those situations.
You kind of alluded to it out there, but how impressive is the welcome that Gamecock fans
have given you? It's been really amazing. It really has. Just been so positive. Just everywhere you go, everybody is so welcoming. My staff has commented to me several times about how welcoming. But I also, from a university standpoint, from the president to Coach Tanner and the athletic administration, has been phenomenal. And their workings, and there's a lot of moving parts. You know, you're dealing with a wife and a family, a vehicle, housing, temporary housing, and our people have been fantastic, unbelievable. And when they're able to make a move like this seamless, it really is a credit to our administration and the job they do.
I think you have 6 high school players enrolling early. Mm-hmm. Is that an unusual high number for your career?
I'd like to have more.
Okay, and what's the criteria you use to determine if you to tell a kid, yeah, it's okay, we think you can come in early?
Well, it all has to do academically. You know, it has to do where their credits are academically. You know, with the new NCAA rules, you have to have 10, you know, core classes completed before the start of your senior year, and then you obviously have 6 your senior year. Well, academically now, so many young men are in summer school and high school, and some of them are starting in high school curriculum, starting in 7th and 8th grade. They're knocking out 14 and 15 core credits before they start their senior year, and they only have to take English 4 to finish that. And so at the end of the day, for a young man to be able to come in mid-year, if he's emotionally ready for it, and that's been the biggest issue in my experience, has been a situation, is he ready to not be at home? Is he ready to make that transition? Because it is a huge transition for them. But I would like to have as many as we could, because there's no question how much they benefit coming in at this time of the year. It's much more a slower pace in the weight room, a slower pace academically. They're not getting ready for a season. They've got a lot less on their plate right now as a student athlete as opposed to when they start school in August. So I think it's a much better transition. Also, historically, the grades are better in the fall than they were when they just started school in the fall, because they've experienced the college campus and the college atmosphere. And they're going to go through the maturation process much quicker than they are if they just come in the summer. So it's a huge benefit for the student athlete if that's what they want to do. And some young men want to play basketball their senior year. They want to run track. They want to play baseball. They want to go to prom. They want to do all those things. Well, I still let our guys go to prom, right?
I don't know how much information you can share, but just update Shameik Blackshear if you've talked to him.
Yeah, I've talked to him. He's doing well. Came by and saw me at the office, and you know, just worried about his health right now, just getting back, but he's progressing well. Mm-hmm.
Coach, how pleased are you with how things are going so far in this short amount of time since you arrived?
Well, again, I think I want to credit our administration and how they've supported us as coaches, because at the end of the day, this is a team, and you've got to get the support in order to be successful. And Coach Tanner and his staff have been phenomenal of doing the things that we need to do to be successful. Our academic, our provost, I mean, everybody is on board for us to be successful. And I've been more than pleased with how we've been progressing forward. We'll know about this signing class in 2 years. I'm going to say the same thing on signing date, and tape record that, because I'm going to say the same thing the next year. Because at the end of the day, on signing day, you don't win any games, all right? You sign players and you develop them in your program, and over a period of time, some quicker than others, they contribute to their program and how much they contribute. That's how you know if you had a good signing class or not. 2 of the last 4 Heisman Trophy winners were redshirted. Does that mean they're not good players? No. It means they're really good. They're really talented guys. They just got redshirted. The opportunity didn't present itself. Whatever happened. So those are things you got to keep in mind nowadays when you're not allowed to say redshirt.
Will, kind of following that up with roughly 3 weeks to go till signing day, how comfortable are you with where you are, and sort of how much work do you guys still have to do in the recruiting front in this last push?
Well, you know, whenever you get close to here at the end, it's always a little, creates a little angst with where you are and how you're doing. The response has been outstanding. We've got a really good group of staff of recruiters that do a great job, and number one, evaluating. You know, you got to be able to evaluate, and then you got to be able to recruit, and I think our guys do a really good job of that. I feel okay where we are. I'll let you know a little bit more as we move forward, getting closer to signing day, because you're getting to the point now when you're sitting down with a family and, well, Coach, I want to visit here. Well, all right, come on. We need to know something here. You know, you either want to be here or you don't want to be here, and that's where some of these conversations are happening.
2 questions for you. Back to Blackshear. Does he face any disciplinary actions because of the incident that he was involved in, either from the university or from the local police? Nothing? No criminal investigation or anything?
Okay. Shamik was a victim as far as I was concerned, so that's the information that I have.
And your early impression on McElwain from just being around him and what you've been able to see of him so far?
Well, I've been on the road recruiting starting Thursday. I did watch some of the morning workout on Friday, and I did watch a little of the morning workout, I believe, on Monday. So, again, hard to really tell in shorts right now about where you are. I know Brandon's a very mature young man and a guy that all my expectation is for those 6 young men that have come on our campus is to work hard. And if they'll work hard, we'll figure it out from there in our off-season program, moving into spring ball where they fit.
Just 2 things. So Ellis Johnson, is he out right now? He's able to recruit now on the road?
He was on the road Thursday and Friday for us, yes.
Okay, and just how happy are you with the way that the staff has come together so far? As I mean, you said recruiting was important. Do you feel like you've gotten that kind of a staff?
Well, I think we've got good people, number one, and I think we have really good football coaches, number 2. And then you want to compound that with guys that do a good job evaluating and recruiting players. And that's the key. I mean, you know, when you've been in this profession as long as I have, and you know you're going to recruit against this guy or that guy, and you always know it's an issue because they're going to do a good job of making sure they're detailed in everything they do in the recruiting process. They're going to make sure they hit all the hot points they've got to hit, and the guys we've got do that. And so I'm glad we're recruiting with them and not against them.
One more Shamik question. Have the doctors or Shamik given you indication that he will be physically able to play football again?
They believe so, right? But again, let's just worry about the young man's health at this time.
We're going to wrap that up, so I think the second half is getting started, so I appreciate y'all coming back.
Thank y'all very much.